Let me know you're gonna press go live.
Action.
Hey y'all, it's me, your girl Gently. Welcome to another episode. I'm just playing. Hey y'all, welcome to the show. It's me, Gently. So the internet has been hot, and when I say hot, I mean the Senate has been ripping Attorney General of the United States of America, Pam Bondi, to pieces. This hearing is no joke, y'all. I came across this today when I was like at work on my break on Instagram, and I heard a lot of people talking about how our girl Jasmine Crockett was tearing her to pieces. And when I say tearing her to pieces, I basically mean that, Jasmine basically was bringing facts and had some really good questions to ask her in this Senate hearing. So we're going to see Jasmine Crockett talk to Pam Bondi, who is the Attorney General of the United States of America, about her, I guess you can say, her part in releasing the Epstein files and not being true about the Epstein files, or redacting a lot of information in the Epstein files. So let's start the clip. Go right ahead. Let's get started. We're going to do that. And this is my first time seeing the clip. So I just think like bits and pieces, but this is going to be my first time like watching Jasmine, the whole clip. I think it's like 30 minutes. So yeah. Okay.
It's expired. Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you. I seek unanimous consent to introduce into the record the research that Representative Kamlager-Dove and I referenced concerning the threat of right-wing domestic terrorism, which the Department of Justice scrubbed from its website in September.
Without objection, the gentleman from
Thank
Texas
you.
is recognized.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. And to be clear, I'm not going to ask any questions of this witness.
Uh-oh. So who y'all just heard come in? That's Miss Jasmine Crockett herself. So they were like basically finishing up the last person, whatever. This is who we came here for. We want to see Jasmine talk to Pam, and Pam answers Jasmine's questions. So Jasmine is the one that's talking in the background. That's the person who we can hear.
Because this witness has revealed that she has no intentions of answering questions. But instead, I'm going to ask some very basic questions really quickly of my colleague, Becca Ballant, if she will answer right or wrong, raping children.
Wrong.
Right or wrong, killing random citizens.
Wait. Right off the bat, she coming in hot. I didn't know that. I wasn't expecting that. She coming in hot right off the bat. Okay. She coming strong. And might I say, Ms. Crockett, you look nice up there. Like your hair. I got to give me some clear glasses. You're dressed for the job. You look good up there. I like Ms. Crockett. She look good up there. But like I said, she coming in real hot, y'all. So right off the bat, is raping children wrong?
Definitely wrong.
Right or wrong, enriching yourself as the sitting president of the United States.
Definitely wrong.
Okay, thank you, because I probably never would have got that with our witness. Our witness, who somehow is a lawyer but does not understand how it works with witnesses. I'm not really sure what law.
Really quick. I didn't know that Pam Bondi was a lawyer. I've never heard of her until she entered Mr. Convicted Felon Twice Impeached cabinet. I never knew that she was a lawyer. But I like the fact that we're going over questions and getting like a basic line of right and wrong, and these are simple questions, like things that society as a whole, we all would agree on. This is wrong, that is wrong, so she's setting like the baseline for the right and wrong meter. So this is what I picked up on it. But all right, Miss Jasmine, Miss Crockett. Oh, and make sure, I hope she wins too. She's running for, is she running for Congress or Senate? It's one of them.
I think she's already a congresswoman.
She's running for Senate?
Senate.
Okay, yeah, I hope she wins. I hope she really does. Because I like this form of questioning. Straight to the point with no chaser. All right.
Spacebar.
School she went to and what all kind of cases she tried. But typically when you come into a space and somebody's a witness, then they sit there and they answer questions instead of asking questions. And then we also have this objection that we use as lawyers called non-responsive, when a witness fails to actually answer the question. But nevertheless, let me address the survivors, because that's exactly who they are. They are not victims, they are survivors. Let me say thank you for having more courage and moral clarity in your pinky fingers than the entire Department of Justice. We are currently the
I agree. It takes a lot as a survivor. I'm imagining I've never had to go through something so horribly done to a woman or, invading her personal space. So I agree. It did take a lot of courage for these women to come out because as we know right now, these women have been doxxed. Their information, personal information have been released, their phone numbers, where they live, where they work, so some of them had already come forward, telling who they are and their story, but they didn't release their personal information as far as like where they live, their phone numbers, and what city and state that they live in. So it does take courage to come into this building because I don't know if you guys paid attention at the beginning. When you walk in, it's like a circle. It's like really broad with all these chairs and all these seats. So that can be intimidating to a person, especially a survivor, as she said, because they're not victims, they're survivors. So I am very happy that these women found courage and whatever reason to come in and tell their story and stand up for themselves and the future of other survivors out here, because we definitely don't want people to know that this is not okay that happened to these young ladies, these young women when they were young girls, and we don't want that to continue on. So I do commend them for coming in, listening to this hearing, because that hearing had to be gut-wrenching, like for real, to like sit there, because Jasmine wasn't the only one questioning Pam Bondi. So there's many of clips for her sitting in this hearing with the Senate right now. But I agree. Thank you for coming out, sharing your story. Continue to share your story. We're going to continue to listen.
Let me say something on this real quick, man.
This is really my wife episode, but I want to say this. With so many people putting pressure on Pam Bondi, not only to expose the we're not gonna say his name, we're gonna say JE. That's the new thing on YouTube. The JE files.
Oh, okay.
Because people are saying that they're getting less views saying his name.
Oh,
So we need the JE files to actually be exposed to figure out who are the true culprits. So when we see situations like the victims' names are being exposed, but co-conspirators are being redacted, and then to the point where senators and mayors can't get this information, nobody can get this information. It's still classified, and they're taking stuff off the website. It's almost like they're purposely trying to hide something. But to my wife's point, you can keep going back.
yeah. So let's continue on with Jasmine's questioning Pam Bondi.
laughing stock of the world, partially because of the failed leadership within the DOJ, as we see kings and queens falling everywhere around the world. But we don't know the basics of right and wrong in this country, because it's not about partisanship. And that's why I applaud Thomas Massie, because he's the only person on the Republican side that has a backbone and knows how to stand up to.
Shout out to Thomas Massie. I've never heard of this man, but if he got a backbone and Jasmine is endorsing him, then shout out to him as well, because she's right. Kings and queens is falling all around this world, and they seem to feel like they're untouchable. I've never seen a Department of Justice like this. To me, the Department of Justice now is a joke. It is a clown's playground at this point. I don't believe anything from the Department of Justice. I don't trust anything that this administration puts out, says, reports at all. I've never seen an administration during my time of voting, be this incompetent. No one's qualified for these jobs that they have. And, the convicted felon twice, Peach disgrace, that person. I don't like saying his name because he's deplorable. But yeah. The DOJ, Department of Justice, y'all need to get it together. Y'all really do. Y'all department is horrible, and no one's doing their jobs. And the jobs they are doing, it seems like they are at the point where now they want to be vindictive. It seems like, that man in that White House is using this department as like his own personal security or own personal, what do they call it? I guess protection company. I don't know. I just feel like he's just using this department, and they're horrible at this point. I don't trust nothing at the Department of Justice. And if you trust them, good luck, because they'll lie to you too.
corruption. But nevertheless, let me keep going. My Democratic colleagues have been attacked this entire committee hearing. They have been lied on. And frankly, the American people weren't looking for that. They were looking for answers about the corruption that they see coming from this administration. In the written testimony of this witness, of this particular witness, she stated that when she took office, she had two main goals. The first was to end the weaponization of justice, and second, to return the department to its core mission. Not only have you lied about both, you've intentionally done the exact opposite.
Girl, look, Ms. Bondi, you haven't done anything. I think you just added to the circus. You haven't done anything. That's what you said you was gonna do? This is my first time like watching this, you guys. So this is like my honest reaction. And I'll probably have to watch it over and over again to like get more like thought. But I was just wanted to have like a fresh take on it. This department is, like I said, this is a circus act. This department is a clown show. Pam Bondi is not an honest woman. She did not live up to what she said she was going to do for, Attorney General. She lied to the American people. She's still lying to the American people. And what are you hiding, Pam? Why are y'all hiding these JE files and redacting them? It's very suspicious. It's very suspicious. And when people hide something, that means they don't want it to be found. And if they don't want it to be found, that means what you hiding. You know what I'm saying, babe?
Yeah, I think it's un-American.
This is so un-American. We're supposed to be about information that's free to the public.
They work for us.
Yeah. I just, you could have did so much more as Attorney General, but instead you want to get out here and cape for that man in the White House. And where is he right now? In the White House, probably laughing at you or saying how terrible of a job you did. Because that's what I think about him. I don't think he's going to be like, yeah, you did a great job. You stood up for us. No. This man is going to be probably laughing at her and very disappointed in her. Now, I haven't seen any Truth Social tweets come out yet, but he is happy. He is Twitter fingers. He cannot help. He's so impulsive, like a child. He going to say something about this soon.
You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting journalists than you are prosecuting pedophiles and creeps. In fact, your boss, the President of the United States, stated that this administration, quote, took the freedom of speech away. And at your direction, DOJ has arrested Don Lemon and Georgia Fort. And I might add that y'all actually...
I think that's important that she brought that up. I think it's important that she talked about journalism. I think that it's important that she mentioned the fact that they are only targeting journalism and also using money. They're not even using this money in the right way. They're just doing whatever they want to do with these funds. Y'all was complaining about and on top of that, we're talking about money. I don't ever recall, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I do a little bit more research, but I don't recall the survivors receiving a dime. I don't recall that.
Right there.
And they have the shirts with is that the redacted information?
It says.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what
They put that on shirts? I ain't mad, I would have too.
Breaking it down very.
Wait. Is that a picture of Mr. Trump in the background? Wow. Y'all see that? That's Trump in the background. Is he asleep? Is he asleep in front of the White House? And they put it in black and white and give it like more of a dramatic effect.
Yeah, to draw his face more.
Yeah.
That's what black and white photos really are known for. But like the imagery between the two of them and the uniformity says a lot.
Yeah. And these young ladies, they look young.
They're still young.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They look very young. I would say like between
None of them are 30 yet.
Yeah, none of them are 30. Yeah, definitely. None of them are 30. They look like they're between like 19 and 25 to me. They're in that age group, like young adults.
No more.
Yeah, no more. Yeah, they not older than 25. No, at all. Wow. And he's a Pam Bondi, shame. Shame.
Had a judge that rejected y'all for trying to arrest Don Lemon before, just like the grand jury rejected y'all as it relates to Senator Kelly, just like a grand jury rejected y'all as it relates to Senator Slotkin, just like the case against Tish James was dismissed and the case against Mr. Comey was.
I like the fact that Ms. Crockett is pointing out that I guess when they tried to do it a legal way, like file paperwork or go through it legally, they were rejected. Meaning because there was no merit to be doing the things that they did. And then they took it ahead of themselves to start what? Breaking the law, breaking the Constitution, not caring. That's just what it is.
Dismissed. I completely don't get how it is that you're sitting at the top of DOJ because you don't seem to be good at your job. You're spending more taxpayer resources arresting these journalists. In fact, we know after Georgia Fort and Don Lemon were arrested, we know that there were homes of journalists that were raided. We know that threatened prosecution.
Wait, let me get this straight. So you in the Department of Justice on that man in the White House, and plus your authority went around hitting journalism's homes? The game. So y'all acted like a heist? Wow. How come we didn't hear about other? I didn't read anything about other journalist homes being like raided.
It wasn't plastered everywhere.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's a big deal.
There's more happening than
we know.
That's why it's important for us to pay attention to this particular type of content, because these things are happening across our country as we have this conversation. Something else can be happening
as we speak.
Yeah.
This isn't good. Fact is, journalists are very much needed. I can't think back in history, but I know there was a reason why freedom of the press, freedom of speech, the freedom of the press was one of the most important things that they put into the Constitution. It was a big deal because people have a right to know what's going on in their home, their communities, their cities, their country. Like, why would you not want to know what's happening where you live with your government? And they still don't tell us everything, but that's sad. I didn't know they was hitting other journalist homes besides, Don Lemon and the other young lady. That's sad. That's unfortunate. But this is what they doing. This is y'all Department of Justice. Y'all voted for this. Y'all Department of Justice. Y'all voted for this. This is what y'all wanted. And I'm be honest, I'm gonna say this. I feel like the reason why a lot of YT people don't care about this, I do believe there are people who care, but I believe there's not enough people who care about this. And I was telling my husband this earlier, that because there are no black people in these files. There's no black men or black women out here exploiting these Anglo-Saxon, European featured, young ladies. Because I think if there were like black people in these files, I think they'd be wanting to do something about these files. But I think this is why they don't care. That's my opinion. That's why I think they don't care. Now, if you got something else different, let me know in the chat. But I don't think they care that hard because they know black people in these files. That's just how I feel.
Against students protesting your actions and forced tech companies to remove apps used to track ICE's activities. But let's circle back to you protecting pedophiles.
Not y'all forcing tech companies to remove ICE, I guess trackers, like she said, out of the car, so they can't be tracked or know where their whereabouts are. So we don't want to know where ICE agents have been and where they are. This government, as we speak right now, and this specifically, this Department of Justice is literally operating like a gang. This is what organized crime looks like. This is what organized crime looks like. How do we not want to know where these people are and what they're doing in their activities? Why would you want to remove those trackers? Why? unless you got something to hide, or you just want to get away with being a criminal and doing grimy shit. I think this president does. Let's continue. I think so.
Files and creeps, because I want to talk about the president and his possible involvement with Jeffrey Epstein.
That's what I want to hear.
Now, I don't know what the president might have done with Jeffrey Epstein, but unlike this administration, I believe that facts matter. So let's talk about the facts. Fact number one, Donald Trump is one of the most named people in the Epstein files. At least 5,000 files contains more than 38,000 references to Trump, his wife, or Mar-a-Lago. Fact number two, Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell made young girls available to Trump on multiple occasions. For example, according to this file, Ghislaine Maxwell presented a young girl to President Trump who spent more than 20 minutes apparently flirting with her.
That's a lie. That is a lie. Your name was Mr. Convicted Felon. Your name was mentioned in 5,000 times. 38,000 files. And then the young ladies on the side, the survivors, they're actually nodding their head, like they're agreeing with everything that she's saying. They're literally confirming that he was there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And then Melania, girl, you too? I've never, ever heard of her name being mentioned, not one time. See, this is why it's important to watch these hearings that happen. This is why it's important, because you will get to learn about a lot of information that you didn't know about, because media is just going to give you like you guys know, there's clips and stuff like that. You don't really get to see everything like that. But our senators, they're literally going to go into detail. And on top of that, they get a certain amount of time. She has not asked Pam Bondi one question yet. Have you noticed that?
No.
She has not asked her one question.
She just telling her the facts.
That's all she's doing right now. Girl, I hope you taking notes. Miss Bondi, I hope you taking notes, because she is coming. Because I guarantee you, Miss Crockett got notes on the side. And good job with the pictures, though. Like, the pictures is giving me.
It's a fact.
I don't mean to laugh, but I didn't know. I mean, look, they said online that, that this was a hot take. They literally said that, but I didn't pay. I wasn't paying attention. I was just going. I was like, oh yeah, I like Jasmine, so I'm gonna go check it out. But I did know that this hearing was coming up about Pam Bondi, and it completely skipped my mind. So that's why today, like I'm reviewing it. Like I said, this is like my fresh take on it. I'm probably gonna watch it a couple more times or whatever, because there's a lot going on here. There's a lot, but this is just my natural reaction. So let's continue with this, the DOJ game.
Here's another example. This shows notes from FBI investigators that describe Jeffrey Epstein transporting a victim to Mar-a-Lago to meet with President Trump, where he bragged to Trump that, quote, "This is a good one." Now, I'm not saying that the president is
Not this is a good one. These are children. This is a good one. Like she was a piece of jewelry, a good deal. That's basically, this was a good one. This is a good deal. What? These are children. Oh, I'm so disgusted. I didn't know I was gonna hear this, Daryl.
I told you it was bad.
Yeah, I'm so disgusted right now. Like, oh my God.
I'll be on a lot of time.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Like, oh, this just makes me so sad. This is so sad. I feel so sorry for these young ladies. These are children. Babies. And look at this picture in the background. Happy. But he don't know him though. See, y'all president be lying, because that ain't my president. I didn't vote for him. I voted for Kamala, Miss Harris. We could have had her. But no, y'all want to be misogynist. Y'all want to be, oh, put me back in the kitchen. Y'all want to be, oh no, we won't go. We want to keep holding on to old-fashioned traditions. We don't want women in charge. We don't want colors in charge. We could have had Kamala, Because had we had Kamala, all this would have been released, and none of this would have been redacted. But the survivors' information, that they would have kept that. Y'all don't want her. So this is what y'all got. This is our president. Y'all should be embarrassed. Completely embarrassed that this man is the United States president. This man is the leader of the free world. And he got 3 baby mamas, multiple children, broken homes. He's a scammer. He's very misogynistic. He's a YT man. You know how they think. I'm just saying, that's who y'all picked. We could have had something totally different. The U.S. could have been on a totally different trajectory. But no. YT people always want to destroy themselves, and particularly YT man, you know. But YT women, it's y'all fault too. Y'all put him in office. Y'all not escaping by it. Nope. I'm on YouTube. Y'all put him in office. But let's continue. I can't believe this. I'm disgusted thoroughly.
A pedophile, but there is a lot of evidence in these files that suggests that he's very close friends with a lot of men who are pedophiles. What's crazy about all of
Close friends with a lot of these people who are the PDFs. I believe that. Because males don't mind hurting women or using their, strength to overpower women and feel like women are for them, and only for them, and women should be here to serve them. I mean, the first man that's ever did that, last time I checked, was, is the YT man. He not only said that she belonged to him, the YT woman belonged to him. He said the world belonged to me. He said the cows, the dog, the sun, the moons, and every other race, a person, man, child, being belongs to me. He did that. He did that. So it doesn't surprise me that they don't mind abusing their women. It doesn't surprise me. They're men. White men.
this is just that this is a big cover-up. And this administration is engaged in it. In fact, this administration is complicit. But there are numerous others, like how the DOJ is attempting to obstruct justice in the investigation of the rogue agents who have murdered American citizens, or how the DOJ seized voter data.
Thank you, Ms. Crockett, for calling them rogue. You call them rogue agents. I don't think they're rogue agents, but thank you for calling them out. I don't think they're rogue agents. I think they were given an authority to do whatever the hell they want to do. I don't think they went rogue. I really don't. I think they did whatever they want to do because they were given an authority to do whatever they need to do to get the job done. That's what I truly think. These people were given a license to unalive. There was no due process. Not showing warrants. No. But I'm glad that you called it out. And I'm glad that she mentioned the victims that lives were taken because of these particular agents. Let's not forget.
From Fulton County in an attempt to steal the 2026 midterm elections, or how federal agents have Tom Homan on tape accepting a bribe and your agency killed the investigation.
Wait, y'all got Tom Homan on tape accepting a bribe from who? From who? That's how borders are, right? I'm pretty sure that's the borders are. Okay, what? Accepting a bribe from who? And then the DOJ, y'all didn't investigate that? So that means he probably was accepting a bribe either on your behalf, on the DOJ's behalf. Are y'all promising America to other countries? Because when they say accepting a bribe, from who? Is it other countries? Is it other powerful, rich, other YT men? And what kind of bribe? And what would they need to bribe you with, or come to you to bribe you in the first place? So what type of power you have besides the borders are? Is it a bribe for the cartels? I'm just thinking this. I don't know. I'm just saying. But are the cartels bribing you guys so you can continue to let more of their, things flow into America? I'm just saying. Why would we need to bribe the borders are? I don't know.
Let's see the borders are when the bribe happened. That's the question. It's like with stuff like this, we have to really ask.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to watch it like multiple again,
every
like
single
yeah,
credit
like
of detail matters.
yeah. Why would they need to bribe him? That's what I'm saying. He's the border czar. Why would you need to bribe him unless he's in charge of other stuff? I don't know. This is why I need to watch these hearings. It'd be a lot coming out of these hearings.
Or how your agency is ready to give the president a $230 million payday, which is unconstitutional. The Constitution is clear. The president shall not receive any payment except his salary while in office. The fact of the matter is that you will be remembered as one of the worst attorney generals in history. An attorney general who has prioritized obstruction over justice, corruption over the law, fealty to the president over loyalty to the Constitution, and
fealty to the president. Wait a minute. I'm gonna play that back. Fealty to the president over the loyalty of the Constitution. I love me some Miss Crockett, and I'm sorry. It's just different when Black women read. It just gives you a different type of energy when Black women read. Fealty to the president. That's what I'm saying. And loyal to the Constitution. Because now that I'm thinking that I'm listening, because you know Jasmine's a lawyer. Is she supposed to keep the president in check as far as the law goes? Is she supposed to be the one saying, no, Mr. President, I'm an attorney general, you can't do that, bro. No, that's illegal. Is that your job, Ms. Bondi? And instead, you gave a toddler power? Because I do think he's a toddler. I really do. I think he's unhinged. And he's too old. Yeah, I said it. He's too old. I think he's like 84 or something like that. But he or 80, but he's old. 50 to me isn't old. 55 ain't old. 60 I don't anything. But when you start getting up in 65, 70, 75, that's old. This man is old. I'm gonna have to play that.
Mr. Chairman, I'll check the salary while in office. The president a $230 million payday, which is unconstitutional. The Constitution is clear. The president shall not receive any payment except his salary while in office. The fact of the matter is that you will be remembered as one of the worst attorney generals in history. An attorney general who has prioritized obstruction over justice, corruption over the law, fealty to the president over loyalty to the Constitution. And Mr. Chairman, I will yield.
Gentlelady yields. Gentleman from Missouri is
mic drop. Mr. President, I will yield. She didn't let her talk. She didn't let her speak at all. I feel like Jasmine just came with straight facts. I love the pictures. I like the fact that she had the survivors up there because it's important to see the survivors. I didn't know that I think the biggest thing I took away tonight, I didn't know that they harassed or raided other journalists' homes. That's new to me. I didn't know that. I just thought it was just the only two, Don Lemon and the other journalists. But I didn't know that there was other raids. That's despicable. Also, I didn't. Another thing I took away tonight. Y'all president was mentioned 5,000 times on 38,000. Oh my God! I'm just thinking like. How much stuff did y'all do to have 38,000? It's more than 38,000 files, but I'm just saying for that number, it's a lot of files. What kind of drive would that take to hold that many files? 38,000 or over. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's a lot of files. So he's mentioned Melania, girl, you mentioned in there too. DOJ is acting like a gang, organized crime. And then y'all ask for the companies, whatever these companies tracking, to stop tracking ICE. We got evidence of that? Yeah. I can't. This don't look good. This don't look good. This don't look good. Y'all see how corrupt the Department of Justice is? And then y'all want American citizens to be just. And then y'all getting rid of people talking about criminals. And y'all are literally committing crimes. One of the biggest crimes. You guys are literally breaking the Constitution every day. And then we don't even have people loyal to the Constitution, which is what the government is supposed to abide by. Isn't that supposed to be like y'all Bible? You know what I'm saying? The Constitution for the country. the Bible for the country, that type of Bible where we all can abide by it. But no, this Department of Justice, this administration is just doing whatever the hell they want, however they see fit. I want to know who gonna stop them. I'm just saying, because Black people, we not going out there. We're not out there. I'm actually happy that we're not out there. They got this. They got this. They can have this fight to themselves. But I just want to know who's gonna stop them. What are y'all gonna do about this? Try to steal the 2026 midterms? What? I'm guessing that she's talking about when they was redistricting the maps. I'm thinking that's what they did redistrict the map, not guessing. They did redistrict the maps. That's true. So yeah. So thank you, Jasmine, for putting her on blast like she needed to be. And Pam Bondi, I'm gonna watch the rest of the hearing, you guys. Daryl's gonna come back and do some takes on the hearings. I don't want to watch them and then come back and talk to you guys. I like having my natural reaction to like seeing things for the first time because I don't really want to have a lot of thought behind it. Usually I like to let things marinate and sit and then be like, okay, that's what happened. I'll probably watch this again because there was a lot of information in here tonight. But one thing I do want to say, thank you to the survivors who came out and showed your faces. That's important. And I'm so sorry that your information got released to the public. Because yeah, that's messed up. That's terrible. And we know a lot of these males out here, they are disgusting vermin. And I'm pretty sure these people are probably being harassed at this moment. And that's sad. But Pam, I hope you get what you get, girl. And I hope you be punished. But what I do know is everything that this administration is doing, all the people involved, y'all may not get y'all got now. It may not come now. But when that next administration come in, they can still bring charges on y'all. I don't know if y'all remember Trump's last administration. Where are those people? Some of them are in jail, that I do know. Some of them are blackballed. Some of them disappeared. You don't even know where they are because none of these people are around them. And on top of that, he said he don't know none of these people anymore. He disassociated himself with all of those people. So I don't even know how y'all can work for this man. This man is despicable. And he old. Real old. And he lie a lot. And maybe that comes with being senile, where you don't remember what you're saying. And he be falling asleep. Y'all was so big on Joe Biden, talking about him Sleepy Joe and all some other stuff. And then y'all was laughing at Joe when he fell. And you got the convicted felon, old, talking about he's in the best shape of his life. Have y'all not paying attention to his hands and his skin? Y'all not seeing that? It's like discoloration and stuff like that. This man is senile. And he been falling asleep in important meetings. I think he on his meds, allegedly. But I mean, people in older age, they take meds. So that's possible. He can be taking meds. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go back and listen to this again. Listen to Jasmine, because I can just listen to Jasmine drag all day. But Pam, they coming for you, girl. They coming for you. And the Department of Justice, shame. I can't believe y'all. I'm disgusted with y'all conduct, how things are being ran. But we're going to continue to listen to more of the Senate hearings. Make sure y'all come back and check me at a later date. I'll probably be back on tomorrow because the Senate hearings are going on. And so there's a lot of takes out here. And I definitely am coming back because there were some other senators who talked to Pam Bondi. And she actually was speaking. So I definitely want to hear her responses to see what she has to say. So like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for the ones who did come in. Join me tonight. Leave any comments in the box. Let me know what y'all thought about Jasmine's. She didn't question, but Jasmine's read tonight and her facts, because she brought facts and nothing but facts. But I'll catch you guys at a later date. Bye.